Good morning everybody, I've just come in and turned all the lights on. Fish are all looking really good this morning. So I'm just going to take you around all of our new fish and we'll give them a good check over, see how everybody's doing. We'll pop some food in for them as well. And yeah, not too much to do today in terms of water changes and stuff. Everybody's looking good, except these two discus that keep falling out. So might be going discus shopping in the next week or so, that'll be fun. But yeah, let's get on and give everybody some breakfast and see how all of our new fish from Brazil are doing. So I thought I'd check back on these L333 Belamonte Golds because I thought I had potentially frightened them off yesterday, but they're both still in there, both very much still trapping in the end of that cave there, so that's a good sign. I'm actually thinking about putting some more caves in because if these two are breeding, then the other like 8 or so that are in here are probably thinking about it too, and I only put one breeding cave in as a just in case thing, but it's quite promising that these are at that age now. And some of them have really nice patterns, so it'd be really nice to see what happens with their fry and what sort of colours they will develop. But yeah, so it can take them a couple of tries, the female a couple of trips into the breeding cave for them to get it right and the eggs to actually be laid and fertilised. And then after that they can actually kick them out of the cave as well, so I do need to keep an eye on them. I wouldn't be surprised if the other plecos in here found the eggs that they'll probably snack on them, because they like a bit of protein, these guys. So, but no, this is all looking really promising. These are really pretty fish, so it'd be really nice to get some fry out of them. So I've just popped some food in for everybody. These are the L173Bs. Yep, I got that right. So false zebra plecos. So they're a small species. They stay pretty small, similar sort of size to the normal L46 zebras. They're a little bit smaller, and they love their food. These very personable, very fun little fellows. They've got quite long tails, but they're very busy at dinner time for sure. So the L262 looking really nice today. They've all sort of congregated in this corner. I think I've just spooked them, but they were just having a little munch at the flakes. Obviously these are wild caught fish, so aside from the suppliers potentially feeding them while they were in holding, this is probably one of the first times they've ever seen flakes in their lives. So it can take them just a couple of days to work out what's food, and what that is basically, and that tastes nice. But these flakes are a pretty sort of easy general one. Most fish will eat these very happily, so yeah, just keeping an eye out for things like sort of abnormally fast breathing. These guys all actually seem quite chilled out. So yeah, normally if they're not doing okay, they'll just be sat there panting and they won't be sort of responding very well. They'll be quite sluggish. But no, all of these guys are pretty awake, alert, alive and enthusiastic. As far as fish that only arrived in the country less than 24 hours ago go. The patterns on those fins are absolutely amazing. I love those. Wow. Yeah, and then we got all of our super red bristlonoses. These are all of the ones that are the super reds that would be classed as dirty. So these are the ones with, this one's quite a speckled one. But these are all the ones that aren't completely flawless. Some of them are quite clean actually, but they've got more than 1 or 2 spots on them. As they age, they might drop them. It can be really difficult to tell when they're this size, you know, whether as they grow those spots are going to sort of fade out or whether they're going to develop like they have on this one. But different people look for different things in bristlonoses. They're all on deck. I moved this pirate ship in here yesterday because we've got some of the glass skulls in here as well, which are sort of fitting with the theme. So that's worked out nicely. Yep, they're all doing well. They're enjoying some algae wafers up to down here. So up top we've got these lovely 10K tigers. which are coming up really nicely already. They haven't been in the country that long, obviously, so having these lovely defined stripes and this sort of orangey yellow coloration developing already is really good. They're almost like bumblebees. It's very attractive coloration on these. And they're all coming out for the Repashy and the algae wafers, so that's good. And all of these cories are doing really nicely this morning. They're all just having a little nose around for some food. I don't have any worries with these whatsoever. That's really nice to see. And here is our Central American tank. So that Mascareus argenteus has settled in really nicely. And yeah, the Plecos are slowly getting rid of all the leaves. Just got my Jack Dempsey at the back there. And yeah, pretty pleased with this tank. Still looking nice and natural. And got my gar in here now as well. So I think he looks really cool. He's only got one eye. His name's Flow Rider because he's a Florida gar. I'm just filming this at an angle because I keep spooking them. But basically what I do for the grazing Varioancestor species is I eat a lot of Pringles. I've got lots of Pringle pot lids. So what I do is I just mix up some Repashy and then I pour it into the Pringle pot lids. And then I use those as basically almost like a giant algae wafer. So they've got a nice flat surface. And I feed that to them probably 3, 4, 5 times a week. Sometimes every day if I've got it, if I remember to mix it up and I don't leave it in the fridge. So yeah, it's just got a pebble in the middle which is just holding it down. But for these little grazing species, it's quite a nice way of doing it. I find it's quite clean because you can just take the Pringle pot out, give it a rinse and then fill it back up again. I found with the silicone ice cube molds and things like that, I was spending a long time trying to get bits of jelly out from underneath the shapes and different things. So I do have some star shapes and stuff like that. But I just find the Pringle pots a lot easier to clean. And they seem to just be the right sort of size for, 2 or 3 fish to sit on here quite comfortably and have a nibble away. So yeah, these are the L239 blue-black Varioancestor biginis. And then these are Santa Maria guppies as well. They don't get any bigger than these Santa Maria endlers. Really tiny. So yeah, got the leopard frogs down here. They don't seem too impressed with my offering of a Repashy Pringle pot lid or the flakes so far. This one's been thinking about it. But no, they're absolutely gorgeous. They have been out and about. They don't like the lights too much, so I've actually just moved the lights over a couple of tanks so that it's not so direct on them. But these Picoltias, they're more sort of omnivorous. Obviously like their detrivore sort of diet, so anything that falls down to the bottom of the river, they are the cleanup crew. So I've offered them some Repashy and some flakes. We do have a couple. Seem to be having an argument over who gets to go behind this rock today. So that one's just trying to, there's obviously another fish in front of it that it's trying to headbutt out the way there. And then this one appears to be a male. And he's decided that's his in there. He's got a very triangular shape and he's quite spiky, so my money's on that being a male. And then yeah, there's a really nice pretty female down the back. She's really quite chunky. My camera's not going to focus on her down the end of that tube, but yeah, there's some really nice ones in here. And they are just next door to the Philosebris that are all here, just hoovering up the last of the flakes, still at it. Super fun. Super cute little fellows. And just checking with my L397s. So this male has decided this is his cave, and then the other male keeps dotting between the two. But no, despite the females being nice and round, and I've been doing cooler water changes, They've got lots of caves, and I'm trying not to mess with them too much. They're trying their best, bless them, a bit like our mustard spot male. They're wiggling away, but both of the males, the other guys just up here, neither of them have managed to attract a female just yet, but time will tell. And then it's very much the same sort of story down here with the Angelicus. I don't think he's just on his own. Although it could be that these tubes are a little bit too big for them. I don't know, because these are only a fraction smaller than the L333, but I mean, bless him, he is trying all of that fin wiggling and stuff. And there's normally a female hanging out there, and then there's one there, look. And they do have quite round tummies. So yeah, maybe as we get more into spring, we haven't actually had rain here in a while, and they're quite sensitive to barometric pressure. I was thinking of getting myself a nice fancy barometer to go on the wall to see if we could like track it. So like if the fish spawned on a certain day where the barometric pressure was like lower, I could use that to sort of inform when to do water changes and things. But I mean, to me, that's a nice round female. And then there's a male in here who's desperate to, and you know, they're not really eating very much. They are eating, but they're not eating loads. So I just kind of think that they're nearly at that stage where they're going to have a go, because this is kind of what the L333s have been like for a while. So yeah, this tank and the tank above it, fingers crossed for eggs. They're thinking about it, but we're not there yet, bless them. We'll just check in on our little bristlenose fry from yesterday. So I'm pretty certain these are short fin gold bristlenose fry from the adult group that I have that's in this tank up here. And there are two just playing in the flow at the back here. I've popped in a little slab of Soylent Green for them, but I think they're all hiding in the TARDIS or actually in the filter at the moment. So I'm probably just going to crush some flakes up really tiny and just see if I can spread a very thin layer of flake dust all around the tank, which means that, you know, this is like an ocean to these tiny little fellas right now, so that just means that there's food everywhere and they're going to be able to find enough to eat. But they are obviously only just absorbing their egg sacs, so even though at this stage they really need to just graze constantly, some of them might not be eating yet because they are still absorbing their egg sacs. Although looking at them, they're almost completely absorbed now. Another day or so and they'll definitely need food every day. But no, these two are just playing at the back, and then, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the rest of them are in TARDIS down at the bottom, or down in the biological media in the filter somewhere. So. And then I've left the light off on these, but these are the candy stripe picoltias. Thank you, Robbie. Yes, Robbie wants to help tell everybody about the fish. So these are looking quite good. I have put in a slab of rapashi for them. And they've also got some flakes sprinkled around, because a bit like the leopard frogs, they are an omnivorous species. And they are slowly making their way over towards the food. And they are... Oh, the camera doesn't want to focus because it's too dark. You can just about make out... Oh, there it goes. They're looking very nice. They're much more relaxed than they were yesterday. So that's really encouraging. And yeah, just another couple of days and they'll be just like the leopard frogs. They'll always be out and about once they're a little bit more comfortable. And then just down the back of this tank here, this is one of our L66 king tigers. They are quite a shy species, and they're all just sort of hiding down the back, but that's pretty normal for them, so no concerns here. Alrighty then, I'm going to leave it here for today. Everybody is just cracking on, behaving as they should, so that's really encouraging. I can't see any obvious signs of illness or anything like that. No wasting disease, none of them are sort of particularly emaciated or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to switch the lights off now and leave everybody to it. What we've got down in the end here is our L333 Belamonte pair, still coupled as such. You can see him doing some unusual sort of gyrations there. But yeah, there is a female in the end there with him as well, so fingers crossed, maybe when I come in tomorrow there's going to be a little stack of eggs at the end there instead of a female. And yeah, I'm going to get some more of these steaks ordered. If you're wondering, these are watering steaks off Amazon. You can get 10 of them for like £20, so they work out like £2 each. Although I am also looking at real bamboo hides as well. I may have found a place that can do them, like cut to size. So I've been thinking about using some real bamboo as well, but I need to see how that's going to affect the water quality and whether it's going to degrade in the water and stuff. I don't know how it's treated. But yeah, stay tuned for another video, and I will keep you posted about the progress of these L323s. Very exciting.